Hey guys, it's Will.
And I'm Mike.
This first watch. The show is part review, part reaction. This is a very exciting day. Look what we have with us today. It's called Santa with Muscles. It's a 1996 Christmas movie starring Hulk Hogan, Mila Kunis, who's like 12 or 13 or something.
Like 14, I think. Don Stark.
Ed Bailey Jr.
Jr.
Garrett Morris, who's in Cooley High and like a bunch of stuff
and
like
a couple
that.
other people.
And also, as someone pointed out on Instagram, because I posted a picture of this on Instagram, Mila Kunis on the cover is next to another character from that 70s show.
So yeah, Mila Kunis and Don Stark both started in that 70s show, which was only, I think, started 2 years after this movie. So it was like right afterwards.
It started that early?
Yeah. So...
Well, I have to read you this because this was directed by John Berlowski, and I brought up his IMDb, and I'm going to read you like 5 movies he did in a row because it's just really fun for me. He did a movie called The Golden Christmas that has 3 golden retrievers on a Santa Claus chair in it in 2009. In 2010, he did Freeway Killer and Next Stop Murder. Then he did a movie called Christmas Mail, and then he did Zombie Hamlet. So this guy is obviously a genius.
All over the place. It's like the B movie directors who do like a very friendly G kids movie, and then it's like the sleaziest.
Or it's like George Miller who does Babe, Pig in the City, and then Mad Max, right? So this movie is genius. That's the best way to describe it.
It's a horrible way to describe it, but whatever. So we'll go with it.
Hogan. Okay, we have to describe the plot before I get excited about everything that happens in this movie. Hulk Hogan plays a mean rich guy who sells like health products, like whey protein and stuff like that. And he's in a chase with the police
for some reason,
and he hits his head. And he forgets who he is, and a guy who plays an elf in a mall Santa Claus display, who's down on his luck because he owes money to people, finds him and decides that he can take advantage of this rich guy because he doesn't remember who he is. They somehow become involved in these kids who are trying to save an orphanage in a church. Meanwhile, Ed Begley Jr. plays a villain who has 3 evil scientists who work for him who torture people, and they're trying to take over the orphanage. So all of these parties become pitted against one another. And that's the setup of this movie. So now we have to talk about what happens in this movie. In the opening scene, they're playing paintball, and they get in a shootout with the police driving down the main street in this small town.
Curtis Armstrong.
Hulk Hogan is a well-known, extremely wealthy resident who is 6'7"
and like 300 pounds.
And they don't recognize him.
He just puts on a beard and a hat.
But even during the shootout, they're not like there's no moment where he's like, "Oh, they're gonna come and find me. I should stop having a shootout."
The cop's like, "It's the terrorists." He says it's the terrorists, and he starts chasing them. And I guess like someone driving fast down the highways like enough for him to get like 4 cars and back up and chase him down there.
So they get to the mall. Hulk Hogan escapes to the mall, and he takes off his military fatigues, which he's wearing for paintball. And he puts on a Santa suit, and they don't recognize him. It's like, that's the other 6'7" guy with giant muscles who happens to be walking through this mall.
And then, like you said, he hits his head. The elf needs to find a Santa, so he gets a bonus. So he uses this guy. He sees his wallet, so he sees who he is, and he owes some money to Ed Begley Jr.'s character, which you find out. So a subplot is him trying to get money, trying to get like the ATM to give out money using the guy's.
And he needs a thumbprint.
He needs the thumbprint, and then he gets the wrong thumbprint, some nonsense like that.
He does the thumb, and it's like, you need the left thumb.
The left thumb, and then he's like crying. And then they go to the orphanage, and Santa with Muscles thinks he's really Santa, and he wants to stay there and rescue them.
And then he's trying to figure out how he's going to get back to the North Pole, and like what happened to his reindeer.
The scientists attack, and they're about to run over the caretaker, Garrett Morris, in an ice cream truck. They ride around in an ice cream truck. So
this ice cream truck is driving like really fast right at Garrett Morris. And he's like, no, and it's like edited.
It's like driving like 80 miles an hour.
And then they're still going, but the car's not moving, and the shot pulls back.
Santa with Muscles, he's holding a chain, and he's just holding the car back.
Yeah, but it's not just that he's holding a car back. The back wheels are off the ground.
He's just beasting it. It's like a 6,000-pound vehicle with 4 people inside, and he's just holding it with no effort at all.
Oh man, this movie is amazing. And then you find out eventually. I won't spoil it for you here, but eventually you find out what the orphanage is very valuable to the Ed Begley Jr. character, and so there's like, and then you. Oh my God, I forgot about the whole thing about how
There's crystals in
Hulk
there.
Hogan was in the orphanage.
Yeah, and he forgot.
Even when he gets his memory back, he doesn't remember. It's like,
not.
how do you not remember where you lived as a kid? It's literally in the town that you live in.
The caretaker is like, did you forget that you were here? And then the bad scientist, Ed Begley Jr., was also there, and you were like rivals and stuff for some reason.
They were kids. And they don't recognize each other. But it's like this small town.
And then there's like so there's crystals underneath the orphanage.
Oh my God, you're spoiling it.
It's not
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. And that's what they all fight over. And there's like a whole final scene
where that never quite made sense to me. Because I'm like, why do they even want these things?
I don't know.
It doesn't really.
He's already rich too. Yeah. But there's the last like 20 minutes is them like they're taking over the orphanage.
Remember the crystals explode? Like
yeah, but I didn't even get to that
It's like a grenade.
Just a hog just jumping all over me trying to explain the end. It's ruining everything.
You're ruining the end. That's not the end. That's when they first go into the vault.
But like the whole last 20 minutes is like they've taken over the orphanage. This is when Hulk Hogan has his memory back. And then he gets like a call and they're like, they're taking over the orphanage. So he gets all his like his chef and his butler to help him. And they all go and then they all fight. And it's really goofy because this is a kid's movie. So like one of the scientists like electrocutes people and they throw water on her. And I'm like, she would be dead. And like she's fine. And like one guy gets exploded. He's fine. Like so no one actually dies even though they all get like incapacitated in certain ways.
It's also I just realized that the basic plot of this movie, that there's a building that has something under it that is like powerful, is the same as Prince of Darkness, the John Carpenter movie. The old building that has Satan underneath it. Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, and then like you
could talk about this movie all day because it's so ludicrous. But it's amazing.
It's on IMDb. It's like a 2.8.
It's very low.
And I'm like,
it's not that bad. I didn't think. Okay, so quality wise,
that's fine.
But I would say that this is like a tier below Jingle All the Way, or maybe 2 tiers below. But in terms of the absurdity of it and how fun it is,
it's way up.
You could do like a double feature of those two for sure.
Yeah.
It definitely has like that kind of mid-90s, like made for TV kind of feel for it.
Almost like a generic bad Home Alone.
But it has like the way it's shot and put together. It feels to me like almost like a '90s TV movie.
Yeah.
But so Santa with Muscles. You should definitely check this out. And if you're on YouTube, as always, we will have links in the description to where you can find all the information about this movie. Hulk Hogan. And he's like, he looks a little slimmed down in this movie, doesn't he?
Yeah,
and he has hair on the top of his head, which was a little bit weird to me.
Yeah.
Because that's not a thing that he ever had.
That might be a wig. Or just bad hair. But I think in the mid-90s, he's a bit older, and I think he slimmed down a bit. Because in the 80s, he was mad.
Huge.
He's so big. And I'm guessing he's just like, look, dude, I can't
carry that weight around.
I can't walk around weighing 320 pounds
When's
anymore.
The Rock going to get skinny?
The Rock's super diesel. He doesn't need to get skinny.
Okay. So. Well, Santa with Muscles. I'm Will.
I'm Mike.
Thank you for
watching.
Really good. We'll see you next time.